Imagine a world where everything is connected, where the deepest corners of your mind hold the keys to unlocking your true potential. This concept is not just theoretical, but woven into the fabric of both science and psychology. At the heart of this exploration lies quantum entanglement, a mysterious phenomenon from the world of physics and Carl Jung's theory of the unconscious, where the shadow self hides the untapped power and wisdom within you. In this video, we dive deep into how understanding the principles of quantum entanglement can mirror the transformative power of uncovering your shadow, your subconscious mind. By mastering this connection between the conscious and unconscious, you hold the key to unlocking hidden potential and aligning yourself with the universe in ways you never thought possible. In the vast, unexplored realms of quantum physics and the human psyche, two seemingly unrelated concepts, quantum entanglement and Carl Jung's theory of the unconscious mind, offer profound insights into the nature of reality and personal transformation. At first glance, quantum entanglement, a fundamental phenomenon in quantum mechanics, might seem like an entirely abstract concept, something only understood by physicists and scientists. However, its implications stretch far beyond the realm of theoretical physics and into the metaphysical dimensions of the mind, and perhaps even into the heart of personal growth. Similarly, Carl Jung's concept of the shadow might initially appear as a psychological construct, a metaphor for the dark, hidden, and repressed parts of our personality. But what if we viewed these two ideas as interconnected forces? A relationship between the invisible, subtle quantum energy that connects everything in the universe and the hidden layers of the psyche that shape who we are. Quantum entanglement teaches us that everything is connected on a deep, fundamental level, even if we cannot see or understand those connections. Jung's work, on the other hand, shows us that the repressed parts of our subconscious mind, the shadow, subtly influence our conscious thoughts and behaviors, often in ways that we are unaware of. In this video, we will explore how mastering the principles of quantum entanglement can offer profound insights into unlocking the hidden power of your subconscious, helping you confront and integrate your shadow self. By understanding these forces, both scientific and psychological, you can embark on a path of personal mastery, gaining a deeper understanding of the connections that shape your life and awakening your true potential. But how exactly does the invisible, intangible world of quantum entanglement relate to the very real personal experience of integrating the shadow self? And what would it mean for your life if you could unlock this hidden power? Before we dive into these mind-bending connections, let's first explore what quantum entanglement actually is, and why this mysterious concept might hold the key to understanding the deepest layers of your psyche. What if understanding this could not only change your life, but the very way you see yourself? Quantum entanglement is one of the most mysterious and fascinating concepts in quantum mechanics, one that challenges our understanding of the very fabric of reality. At its core, quantum entanglement refers to a phenomenon where two or more particles become interconnected in such a way that their states are dependent on each other, regardless of the physical distance between them. Imagine two particles, once part of the same system, that are then separated by vast distances. One may be on Earth, and the other might be light years away in space. Even though they are separated by unimaginable distances, when one particle is measured or affected in some way, the other particle immediately reflects that change, as though they are communicating faster than the speed of light. This seemingly instantaneous connection between particles that are far apart defies classical concepts of space and time, suggesting that there is some deeper, hidden connection between them. This phenomenon was famously described by Einstein as spooky action at a distance, and while it may sound like something out of science fiction, it has been experimentally verified numerous times. The deeper question this raises is, if two particles can remain connected across vast distances, what other hidden forces might be at play in our universe? Quantum entanglement suggests that the universe may be far more interconnected than we perceive, and that the boundaries between separate entities, whether particles or human beings, may be more porous and fluid than we realize. This radical interconnectedness in the quantum realm has profound implications for how we understand reality, suggesting that everything is, in some sense, interconnected at a fundamental level. Just as quantum entanglement defies the classical limits of space and time, it hints at a deeper, more unified order of existence, an order that we may yet be discovering both in the cosmos and within ourselves. But if quantum entanglement can defy the laws of physics as we know them, what does this say about the nature of reality itself? And what if we told you that these mysterious connections could be the key to unlocking some of the greatest scientific mysteries of our time? Carl Jung, one of the most influential figures in modern psychology, introduced the concept of the shadow as a central element of his theory of the unconscious. According to Jung, the shadow represents the parts of the psyche that we repress, deny, or refuse to acknowledge because they are perceived as undesirable or socially unacceptable. These aspects of our personality can include dark emotions such as anger, jealousy, or fear, as well as traits that do not align with our conscious self-image. However, the shadow is not necessarily evil. It is simply the hidden or neglected parts of ourselves that we are unwilling to confront. Jung argued that we all have a shadow, and that it often manifests in our behaviors, dreams, and emotions in ways that we do not fully understand. The shadow exists in the unconscious mind, and because it is repressed, it tends to emerge in unconscious actions, projections, and irrational responses. However, Jung believed that confronting and integrating the shadow is essential for personal growth and psychological wholeness. This process, known as individuation, involves acknowledging and embracing these hidden parts of ourselves, allowing them to come into the light of conscious awareness. By confronting the shadow, we gain access to deeper layers of our psyche, allowing us to heal old wounds, dissolve limiting beliefs, and tap into a greater sense of personal power and authenticity. The shadow is not something to be feared, but something to be understood and embraced. In Jung's view, the more we deny or repress our shadow, the more it exerts control over our lives in subtle and unconscious ways. Only by integrating the shadow can we move towards wholeness, transforming our lives and our experience of reality. But what happens when we refuse to confront the shadow? What if we continue to ignore the hidden parts of ourselves, allowing them to shape our behaviors and decisions without even realizing it? And what if embracing the shadow is the key to unlocking an entirely new level of personal power and understanding? One that could radically change the way we see ourselves and the world around us? You won't believe what happens next when we finally dare to face it. The subconscious mind is a vast and mysterious realm, housing a wealth of untapped potential and hidden knowledge. Unlike the conscious mind, which is responsible for our immediate thoughts, decisions, and perceptions, the subconscious operates behind the scenes, shaping our behaviors, attitudes, and experiences in ways we may not fully understand. It contains memories, habits, beliefs, and emotions that are often outside of our conscious awareness, yet they powerfully influence the way we interact with the world. The subconscious is like a reservoir of past experiences, desires, and fears, all of which can shape our current reality in profound ways. When we are not consciously aware of these hidden forces, they can manifest in our lives as patterns of behavior that seem automatic or out of our control. For example, we might find ourselves repeatedly drawn to certain situations or relationships that mirror unresolved issues from our past. Or we may struggle with beliefs about ourselves that limit our potential. Yet, just as quantum entanglement suggests hidden connections between particles, the subconscious suggests that there are unseen forces guiding our actions and perceptions. The power of the subconscious lies in its ability to influence our reality without our conscious awareness. But this power is not something to be feared or avoided. Rather, it can be harnessed for personal transformation. By learning to access and understand the subconscious, we can uncover the hidden beliefs and emotions that drive our behaviors, allowing us to rewrite the story of our lives. Techniques such as meditation, journaling, and self-reflection can help us dive into the subconscious, bringing to light the hidden aspects of ourselves that we have been ignoring or repressing. By doing so, we can begin the process of transforming our subconscious programming and aligning our inner world with our conscious desires and intentions. In many ways, the subconscious is like the quantum field. It is vast, interconnected, and capable of influencing our reality in ways we are only beginning to understand. As we begin to tap into the immense potential of the subconscious, we must first ask ourselves, how do we access this hidden world within? What if there are techniques far more powerful than we realize, waiting to unlock the deeper layers of our minds. But here's the real question. What would happen if we started to consciously shape our subconscious, rather than letting it shape us? And once we have the tools to transform our inner world, could we truly change our reality in ways we never imagined? But beware, not all revelations are easy to face. What if confronting these hidden beliefs brings up uncomfortable truths about ourselves? What if the very things we need to change are the ones we've been avoiding the most? Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn could change everything you thought you knew about your own mind. Mastering the concept of quantum entanglement may initially appear to be an abstract and complex scientific idea, but when we explore it deeply, it offers a profound metaphor for personal transformation and self-discovery. At its core, quantum entanglement reveals how particles, even when separated by vast distances, remain intricately linked, their states influencing each other in ways that defy our typical understanding of time and space. This phenomenon, though deeply rooted in the quantum realm, can serve as a powerful lens through which we can understand the invisible and often unseen forces shaping our own lives. Just like the quantum particles, we too are interconnected, and the forces governing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors can transcend our immediate understanding, guiding us toward a deeper connection with ourselves and the universe around us. The journey toward mastering quantum entanglement as a tool for self-discovery begins with recognizing that our minds, both conscious and subconscious, are intimately linked. Often we think of our conscious thoughts as separate and isolated from the deeper layers of our subconscious, but quantum entanglement invites us to see them as interconnected threads in a vast web. Much like how particles in the quantum world can influence each other from afar, our thoughts, emotions, and actions are not isolated from one another. Instead, they form a complex network of interconnections that shape our experiences, perceptions, and interactions with the world. This understanding leads us to realize that our lives are not merely a series of random events, but are deeply influenced by the invisible forces at play within our minds and hearts. Embracing this interconnectedness is the key to unlocking the deeper layers of self-awareness and personal growth. When we begin to recognize the subtle ways in which our thoughts and emotions interact with our subconscious, we begin to uncover the hidden forces that drive our behaviors and decisions. In the same way that quantum entanglement reveals the unseen connections between particles, self-discovery helps us uncover the underlying patterns and influences that shape our lives. By bringing these unconscious forces into conscious awareness, we can begin to heal the fragmented parts of ourselves and create meaningful change. Carl Jung's work on the shadow offers an insightful connection to quantum entanglement, as both concepts explore the hidden aspects of our psyche. The shadow, as Jung described it, represents the unconscious parts of our personality that we often reject or suppress. These parts, though hidden from our conscious awareness, have a profound influence on our behaviors, relationships, and experiences. Quantum entanglement and the shadow both point to the importance of awareness and integration. When we consciously acknowledge and integrate the hidden beliefs, fears, and desires that reside in our subconscious, we free ourselves from the automatic, often unconscious responses that shape our lives. This integration allows us to step into a higher state of consciousness, where we are no longer controlled by forces we don't fully understand, but can instead consciously choose how to shape our lives. In practical terms, this means that by becoming aware of the intricate connections between our thoughts, emotions, and subconscious beliefs, we can influence our internal world. Just as quantum particles can be influenced by external forces, we too have the ability to reshape our internal landscape. When we recognize the interconnectedness of our mental and emotional states, we gain the power to make conscious choices that lead to positive transformation. In essence, mastering quantum entanglement becomes a metaphor for the process of self-discovery. By understanding and influencing the connections between our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, we unlock the potential for profound personal growth and transformation. Moreover, this process of mastering our internal entanglements opens us up to deeper layers of hidden potential. Just as quantum entanglement suggests that particles have more potential than we can initially perceive, our minds and hearts hold untapped reservoirs of strength, creativity, and insight. As we become more aware of the forces that shape our lives, we can begin to tap into these hidden potentials, allowing us to live more authentically and powerfully. This integration of conscious awareness and subconscious forces leads to a life of greater harmony, where we are no longer driven by the shadows of our past, but instead guided by the clarity and insight of our true selves. Ultimately, the metaphor of quantum entanglement teaches us that we are all interconnected, both within ourselves and with the world around us. By mastering the subtle connections between our conscious and subconscious minds, we unlock the potential for profound change. In doing so, we create the possibility for a life that is not controlled by unconscious forces, but is shaped by intentional and conscious awareness. Through this process, we tap into the hidden power of our psyche, enabling us to live with greater authenticity, purpose, and self-mastery. Unlocking the hidden potential within ourselves is one of the most rewarding and transformative journeys that we can undertake. It is a process that holds the promise of personal growth, self-discovery, and profound change. Much like how quantum entanglement suggests that unseen forces govern the behavior of particles, there are hidden forces within our own lives. Forces that often lie just beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. These forces are tucked away in the vast expanse of our subconscious mind and within the shadow aspects of our psyche. By acknowledging and integrating these hidden parts of ourselves, we can uncover new depths of strength, creativity, and resilience that can shape our future in remarkable ways. The concept of quantum entanglement is a fascinating one. It posits that particles can be connected in such a way that their states influence each other, even over great distances. This unseen connection is not immediately observable, yet it shapes the particle's behavior in profound ways. Similarly, the hidden parts of ourselves, often buried in the subconscious or shrouded in the shadow, operate in ways that we might not fully recognize or understand. They influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions in subtle but powerful ways. These hidden elements may include repressed memories, denied desires, unexpressed emotions, or parts of our identity that we have ignored or disowned. Yet, like the invisible forces of quantum particles, they are there, waiting to be discovered and understood. When we begin to explore and integrate these hidden aspects of ourselves, our personal shadow, we open the door to untapped reserves of potential. Our shadow is often the repository of qualities and characteristics that we deem undesirable, such as anger, fear, shame, or insecurity. However, when we resist these aspects or suppress them, we deny ourselves the opportunity to fully understand and harness the richness of our human experience. By embracing the shadow and bringing these hidden parts of our psyche into the light of consciousness, we can unlock valuable insights. The integration of the shadow is not a process of merely accepting our flaws or weaknesses. It is about discovering the untapped power that resides in those very aspects. When we acknowledge and accept our hidden qualities, we are no longer controlled by them. Instead, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, which allows us to make more conscious choices and live more authentically. This process requires courage, as it often means confronting aspects of ourselves that we have avoided or feared. It demands vulnerability and a willingness to explore the parts of our psyche that are uncomfortable or challenging. However, the rewards of this process are immense. As we integrate the shadow and bring the unconscious into awareness, we gain access to a more authentic and empowered version of ourselves. We become more self-aware, better able to understand our motivations, desires, and fears. This heightened self-awareness allows us to navigate our relationships with greater empathy and understanding, fostering deeper connections with others. Furthermore, as we tap into our hidden strengths and creative energy, we open up new possibilities for success and fulfillment in our lives. We are no longer limited by the parts of ourselves that we have rejected or ignored. Instead, we are free to harness all aspects of our being to create the life we desire. Just as quantum particles are entangled in ways that cannot always be seen or measured, the hidden forces within us also operate in subtle, often invisible ways. These forces may manifest as unconscious patterns, deeply ingrained beliefs, or unexplored talents and abilities. But by developing awareness and curiosity about these hidden parts of ourselves, we can begin to unlock their potential. The key to unlocking this potential lies in understanding the interplay between the subconscious mind and the shadow. As we shine a light on these hidden forces, we can learn to navigate the world with greater clarity and purpose, guided by an inner wisdom that was previously obscured. When we embrace the full spectrum of our being, the light and the shadow, we gain the power to live more fully and authentically. We become more resilient in the face of adversity, more creative in our endeavors, and more connected to the world around us. The process of integrating the shadow and unlocking the hidden potential within us is not a destination but an ongoing journey of self-discovery. It requires dedication, introspection, and a willingness to face the parts of ourselves that may be uncomfortable or unfamiliar. But as we continue on this path, we step into a new realm of possibility, where our true potential can flourish and transform not only our own lives but the world around us. By embracing the hidden parts of ourselves, we open up the possibility for a life filled with greater creativity, emotional resilience, and purpose. We begin to understand that the hidden forces within us are not obstacles to be overcome, but opportunities to be embraced. These forces, once understood and integrated, become powerful allies in our quest for personal growth and fulfillment. By mastering the hidden forces of the subconscious and the shadow, we unlock the door to a life of greater potential and deeper meaning.